If I can find myself here. There you go.
I think by
After
the time we came back, it's probably like maybe 6-ish in the evening. So like sun's starting to set a little bit, and it'd be like not fully set, but like yeah.
oh my, I'd
Yeah.
set my slider a little too low, and the basement has piles of gold. All right, so I'm gonna make my way here.
That's the cult hideout. It's that way so we don't switch maps.
Oh, you're good. I'm just getting myself to my own room. So I want to make. Oh well, the door's closed.
I don't.
Oh,
Which one? The do you want a private room or the which one are you trying to
yeah,
go
she get
to?
this one right here. She gonna have her own room.
Okay.
Cool.
It'll cost. It's gonna cost you. Look, gonna think. I posted prices for the rooms in Discord.
Oh, I thought we already had the rooms. Okay, hold on. Let me see here.
I mean, keep in mind you're paying per night.
I'm trying to figure out where you put it.
It's under menus and shops in the Discord. The
Menus and shop.
menu and shop category, the Wandering Willow. Yeah, so private gold, private room
Oh,
is
wonder. Okay, there
is
it is.
2 silver a night.
Well, I'll don't know how long we're gonna be here for. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna prepay 10 gold, and
All
if we
right.
don't use it all, then they can just keep it. So 10 gold, 2 silver a night. You figure 20 silver is gonna be 2 gold, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. That's like more than
that's
a
like
week
a
plus.
month's worth.
Yeah,
So this is my room for a month.
yeah. Unless you leave.
Just all right. I will be back. I need to go off. I will be back soon, and then never returns for the month, and nobody else gets the room.
That's what I said. If I prepay for the month, if I don't use all the month, then they just get free money. I mean, the people around here should know by now. I've just been giving money for damages and whatever. So,
Yeah, so kind of I guess it checks out.
and then I'll let the person in charge know, hey, I'm prepaying for a month. If we only stay here a week, then you guys get the rest of it. Consider it a donation.
All right. What's everybody else want to do?
Oh, go ahead, Jerry.
No. You can go ahead.
You can go ahead.
Somebody go ahead.
All right, so I'll finish mine off. So as I was approaching, so I paid for the room. As I'm approaching the room, uh, things we talked about when I walked in my room.
Yeah. He's
That's there.
Yep.
They're there. Okay.
Yep.
So I'll close the door, and we're doing that.
Okay. All right. So what everybody else doing?
Not everyone at once.
Yep.
All
Well,
right.
I'm
Well,
not
then
sure. So
what I'm gonna do is I'll roll this to you late.
Okay.
All right. So that number there that I just rolled to you in D&D Beyond to see if I'm understanding the conversation about what we talked about.
Yep.
So I'm understanding it. I'm learning.
Yeah. I'll say because they're you know because of the thing. I'll say you can also roll advantage.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can figure this out. How do I?
But roll advantage?
Yeah, when I go to roll it, because it's the D100, it's only giving me everyone's self for Dungeon Master. But I rolled I rolled a 76, so
Okay, yeah, you're
I'm learning, but I'm still got some learning to do.
yeah, but you're definitely on the right path. And the
I mean,
rest
I
of
just
you,
keep throwing stuff out there because no one else is taking a turn.
I'm doing something real quick now.
I'm not entirely sure.
I
you
wasn't
Myself,
here.
so-
I don't know what's happening.
Okay,
Oh.
so we went and we did a 2-for-1 mission. We went for that old lady's husband and found out that the other mission about the where's the quest log? The other one about the mercenaries, the Black Talon smugglers, was also intertwined with his fate.
yes.
And I say that because they were after the chalice that he was doing research on, and they didn't like his answers to their questions, so they killed him.
Basically, like he was, as far as they're concerned, he was looking at something he shouldn't have, and they basically questioned him, and in the process of the torture, he didn't survive.
And then Klaus ate his brain,
Oh,
Well, half of
and
it.
then yeah, half of it. And then I took the body and used my bedroll and some rope to fashion a presentable body bag, and took the body to the widow and gave my condolences, sat with her, and let her cry, and offered her support. While I was doing that, everyone else was turning in the quest for the smugglers, and then Klaus was trying to squeeze the merchant, which was the same one that you bent his sword of. He was the quest giver. He was trying to squeeze him out of more money, and they were getting into a headbutting, pushing, shoving match until Father Valek showed up and split them apart.
Yeah, basically with force dragged Klaus off the guy. Said stop it.
Wonderful.
And now I'm sitting in my private room. That's where we are now.
And I'll say, it's like I told you, DM. You've probably been so focused on trying to fix your Iron Defender that you've been oblivious to all of this.
Sounds about right.
It took quite a beating in that fight. So you're mostly trying to fix all the dents and stuff in it.
Are we back at
The village, yeah.
okay.
I want to go. I already took the gold out, but I'm gonna go get all that stuff I had messaged earlier in the week leaked.
Okay. I don't see your defender.
Once that steel defender's repaired,
Okay.
probably start working on that mud wrestling pit I suggested to the barkeep.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a spot in the back that could work. I mean, by
Yep.
the well, do like a 2x4 pit there.
Start making designs to give to that barkeep, and
When I get back in town,
Alright.
I want to come over here and just watch that shopkeep and see where he goes.
The only thing you see is Father Viog talk to the guy for a little bit before going off toward the church.
I just want to watch and
Right.
see. I just want to keep watching until he goes home. I want to see where he lives.
You see him as it gets closer. You see him pick up all the weapons and kind of stores it away, and makes his way into the tavern.
Okay. Somebody else can go ahead while I continue thinking of a
Just
plan.
above table. I love how session 11 has two different names. Late stream says it's called Romance is in the Air. Bam stream says session 11 is called Merchant Mayhem.
I just do whatever he puts the I just do what he puts the event as in Discord.
Well, it's a lot about perspective, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's what it is.
Usually what I'll do is what the name ends up being is based on what actually happens, and that ends up being the official name for it.
See, mine should be half and half. It should be Love and Mayhem.
All's fair in
There,
love and war.
isn't there a streaming show called like Love, Sex, and Robots or something like that?
Yes, season 4 or 5 just came out.
Singe picks up on a dating vibe and starts making mud wrestling for couples. It's a family event.
Oh yeah, above table. So because the random sudden angry Hulk out changing into a demon that Andonia endured screwed with her head, and ever since she's woken up from fainting, she's been flirting with Klaus.
Ever since she saw
Huh?
his face. Why are you saying huh? You were here last session.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you saying huh?
So, and she, above table, she also can't remember who Critter is anymore because the change screwed her head up. So that's why she can't remember who Critter is, and she's been highly flirtatious with Klaus ever since she saw him without his mask.
Yeah.
So I'll say
And
Klaus.
that's where the whole date thing is coming forward from.
I'll say Klaus, as you kind of maybe at a distance, kind of creeping into the tavern, you see he walks over to a table in the far corner, kind of in a real shadowy corner, and you see there's another figure there, kind of completely obscured in shadow. You tell he wears this figure wears kind of massive amounts of robes. See him talking for a few minutes. Push something toward the guy. He hands him a pouch, and then he turns and heads out. Make a stealth check. See if you can avoid being unseen as you come. You're hugging a tree, basically.
Yeah.
If you get seen, just say "I love you, tree," as you're hugging it.
8.
He as he comes out, kind of stares in your direction. It's like you two make eye contact for a moment as you're kind of trying to lean in. You somehow eyes kind of meet. He just stares at you with narrowed eyes.
I'll stare back and say, "You want to go round 2, motherfucker?" Father Vela can't hear now.
He without saying a word, he just pulls his hand up and says, "Give the almost like the Matrix, bring it kind of pose." He's not afraid. He's inviting it. What do you want to do?
How many people are around right now?
This evening, not many.
He's starting to believe he's the one.
Meanwhile, Phalar is probably off somewhere in the town. His mini's not on the board though, so.
Let's see here.
Oh yeah, speaking of late, I think Phalar's mini got left behind when we switched maps last session.
I will fix it.
Because I had moved Alatya last, so I think that it thought that that was my mini, so it brought Alatya with automatically.
Alright, hold on. I'll just resummon you.
There it is.
Okay. I'm gonna find your
What
sheet.
to do? What to do? What to do? What to do? What to do?
Here's to hoping I haven't lost Phalar's voice, because I've been doing a bunch of random voices and stuff with friends just because funny.
Klaus will just say, "I don't have time for this," and walk past him. Yeah, I gotta play it smart.
He's going to try and elbow you in the ribs as you pass.
Ow,
What
my
done?
titty.
What do I need to make?
I just have to. I rolled a hit for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a 25 to hit.
Yep.
You take 18 points of bludgeoning damage. Kind of wince a little bit as you. It's a hard hit too.
Yeah, it is.
So because of the bond that I have with him, I don't know how, but am I gonna know he just got hurt?
I'll say yeah.
Oh yeah, that damage redirection thing or whatever it is.
Okay, so I will use my. I'm not sure how much he got hurt for, so I use my Invoke Hell Allies, and I'll just heal myself for 45. All 45 of it.
Alright.
So then, because it reflects back to him, he'll heal for 45.
Alright. I say it's like it's weird class because like your ribs kind of hurt for just a moment and then it's just gone.
As I walk in that door, can I turn around? And how far am I?
I don't think you can project a fart that far.
No. I want to turn around and cast Bone Rend on him.
Oh boy. What level is that spell?
5th.
Ah.
It's a Constitution 18 saving throw.
Roll the 28.
Okay, so he'll take half damage. Let's roll damage. That's 31. I got.
So we'll say reduced to 15.
Are we still doing the exploding dice on the damage, even if it's succeeded?
Yeah. We're any of them max?
2 of them.
Alright.
So 2 more d10s. $17. So 31 plus 17.
48, so 24.
That's half of it?
Yep.
Yeah, 24 would be half.
Okay. You see him turn and make eye contact. He's going to charge up after you.
Oh.
At this point, you might as well roll initiative. You're in a fight now.
Fuck me, dude.
Oof.
Oh.
Oh boy.
You rolled a
Right, so
natural 1, but he got a 15.
So it's a perfect time. Do you want me to roll another percentage because of all the commotion downstairs to see if I'm still maintaining my teachings?
Yep.
All right. 48.
Yeah.
So
I'm saying
I'm-
now, like, you're having a slightly harder time, but
Okay.
yeah, I'd say you're making
Like there's a little distraction going on, but I'm like half on that, half on my teachings at the moment.
yeah. So he will just have belts and still move around. We'll do this kind of without necessarily being in initiative mode. He'll make 2 unarmed strikes against you. It's an 18 to hit.
As a reaction, I'll cast shield.
Alright, so that misses. It's 24 to hit for the second one.
Yep, that hits.
Oh no, max damage, so 20 of bludgeoning plus so 22 total. And he'll use a key point and make this a stunning strike. So you need to make a DC 18 con save. He just like socks you hard in the jaw.
You said con?
Yep.
Fuck me. That's a natural one.
Oh my gosh.
He strikes you hard, your head kind of spins, and you feel like the world is just spinning. Back to his turn. Because you're stunned, he now gets to make it at advantage. Uh, 28 to hit. And 26 to hit. So you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage. And 14.
So 24?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I have 1 HP left.
It's like seeing kind of you on knees as he's about to almost strike you. You just hear from the other side of the other side of the tavern, enough! As you see walking from the shattered corner is Silas. Oh, there we go. Is like the guy is like, how much HP you got?
1.
Is you're like on your knees, kind of buckling. Silas kind of walks up. It's enough, Master Kane. You can go. You see him kind of turn, kind of does a little bow to Silas and leaves. Puts a hand on his shoulder.
God damn it.
Are you okay?
Yes. Who was
That was
that? I heard you call him Master King.
He's an old friend of mine. A retired monk. He is, well, he's pretty dangerous when it comes to combat. He's my scout. I use him for various missions and whatnot. And he'll kind of reach into his pouch and kind of he'll hand you a supreme healing potion to drink.
burn that motherfucker's house down.
He says, no. Leave him be.
Fine.
I'm serious. If I had stepped in, he probably would have killed you. I mean, not that it wouldn't make much of a difference because of, well, you know, but you know what I mean. And he'll turn and go back to his shadowy corner.
I think I figured out what Phalar should be up or could be up to right now.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, I'm gonna drink my potion.
okay.
So he would have just been kind of,
20.
walking around this, town a bit, but then, he would have probably, before the fight broke out, would have looped past the tavern and come back this way, went past Singe towards the gate here, and he kind of looks up at the guard, and as he looks up at the guard, he kind of raises a hand in a gesture, and he's like, "Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
I noticed on our way in and on the first day that we arrived here that there is some marshland to the side of this town near your perimeter wall. Do you happen to know anything about it?"
Not really. We have. Only thing we know is something's looking over there, but we tend to keep the perimeter tighter in that direction.
Ah, that is good to know. See, I was curious because I figure while my friends are out and about in the neighborhood, I could potentially go to try to find a little bit of something for an experiment that I want to run, and I know that fungus tends to grow around marshlands.
Feel free, just be on your toes.
Yes, of course.
And
That is one of the things that I am good at.
The table as he turns to leave, he trips.
so motion to one of the other guards, and the gate will open.
And he'll give a nod and then do a motion towards the shield guardian, which of course it understands because he telepathically communicated to follow. And it's gonna, of course, I'd like to imagine that the way that it looks when it goes through the gate is like
It just
when you have
steps
like
over it.
either that or like either like hurdles over it, or to avoid breaking it, it like does the like the giant in a room in like old movies and stuff, where he's got like his hand up on the ceiling and he's ducking down like Gandalf in the Hobbit hole.
Ah,
Where he's like almost like limboing with how far down he's going.
yeah. I'll be right back. My food's here.
What does he mean his food's there? He said that starting at 6:30 gave him time to eat longer.
Yeah. I may not be able to kill that guy now, but I'm gonna blow his fucking stand to smithereens.
This is like could you imagine we come back for a third round in this world and somehow he's the bad guy?
The start his villain arc.
Yeah, this is gonna be the start of his villain arc. He's gonna set out to start collecting things to protect himself, or to ward off people that are trying to mess with him in case somebody, comes in and tries to mess with him the way that Klaus is, and then just realizes that there's things greater than he could have ever imagined, and then goes on a power trip.
I was
Finn started it. He started straightening his swords.
I was picturing, because you said he's a retired monk, I was like, oh, it's Ugo 3.0. Because we killed 2.0.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, my queen is taking care of 2.0.
There's also, of course, there is actually an old character trope for interesting D&D character bosses and everything that I saw way back before I actually started playing. That was something known as the Mercy Monk, which is the idea that your bad guy is a monk who spent decades in isolation in his monastery trying to figure out how to bring about peace to the world, and his conclusion was that the only way to bring peace was to kill everyone who would disrupt it. Which would include your party because you're adventurers.
All right, so during the downtime, any alien questions? I figure I might as well use whatever time I can if people have questions.
Yeah, true.
What's the game about? Survival.
Okay, so yep, it's gonna be survival. So you have the GM or game mother because it's the game mother is based off of the very first computer program that was ever used in the Alien franchise, which was MO/TH/UR, which was mother.
Huh.
It was the computer program that was on the Nostromo, which was the ship in the first Alien movie.
Ah.
And so the whole premise of this is the game mother is not doing their job if more than one person survives the campaign. So it's just like the Alien franchise where at the end of every movie there's only ever one party member that's alive to tell the story to whoever's willing to hear. That's the premise of the tabletop game as well. But there's a flip side to it. The game mother can choose that when a player character dies, so let's just say late dies.
Uh-huh.
All right, he gets the alien tail through the chest or up the butt or whatever. If he dies, the game mother then can just leave him from the game and late can go and do whatever or sit in and listen every campaign or session after that, or the game mother can then let the dead character take over an android NPC.
Ah.
So you're limited as to what you're allowed to do. You are not allowed to do combat, but you do have things like, say, basic first aid where you could help somebody, or understanding of the computer program that's on the ship, or whatever, but you can't do combat.
Ah. Okay.
So you'd still be able to participate after you die, but you just can't help combat wise.
Interesting.
Just reminds me of the Alien, I think it was Isolation, with the damn spot where you got up to the control bridge in that game and there was all the androids everywhere and you knocked one down to the ground and it stopped moving, and then you turned around for like 4 seconds and look back and it plays a quick time up into it grabbing your leg and going, "I found you."
And so that's why I was trying to figure out if people in that poll, if you guys wanted to do just a basic campaign, or if you wanted a full-on cinematic, like movie style version of it. And I think what was winning was the cinematic version,
Yeah.
which that's going to have a lot more events for the fear and panic, but at the same time it also, so like the fear and the panic events are, let's say that something alien or xenomorph or an engineer or something is in the area, but you don't know where. and you're walking through a tunnel that just so happens to have the water pipes for the facility, and one of them leaks. Well, when it drips on you, you might panic because you're thinking, "Oh crap, it's above me." So that would be considered a minor event. You would be able to roll 10 d6s, which increases your chance of getting a 6 to automatically pass and not panic.
Yeah. Wow.
But if it's something where, like I was explaining in the chat, where you come around the corner and the alien or the xenomorph is right there in front of your face, you're going to get like 2 d6s. So the more severe the panic/fear event is, the less d6s you have, which is more of a chance you're going to fail. Which
Yeah.
is why when it comes to event stuff in the cinematic style, I'm going to do that house rule or the house rule. So Marines and officers, stuff like that, they've seen some stuff. All right, text. It sounds like there's a heartbeat or something going on in the background.
I'm not sure what that.
They've seen stuff. They've been to war, they've been to battle, so they're going to get a +2. But someone like, if you're a medic or a scientist or you're just a pilot, you haven't seen a lot, so pilots won't get a bonus because they drop off the Marines into battle, but they didn't take part in it. But a scientist, they're in a lab all day, so they're going to get a -2. But that -2 does not pertain to rolling a 6. If you roll a 6, you automatically pass. There is no -2 on a 6. It's only 1 through 5. Everything on the game, with the exception of an initiative, is D6s. Initiative is the only one where it's a D20.
Ah.
Reminds me a little bit of there's a tabletop series. I think there's 2 games for it called Betrayal. So there's Betrayal at the House on the Hill and Betrayal in Waterdeep, I think are the 2. And they use a D6 for that as well. But what Betrayal does a little bit that's funky is the D6 has a 1, a 2, and a 3 on it.
D6s tend to.
No, it's just 2 1s, 2 2s, and 2 3s, and then you roll 2 of them, so it makes the chances even slimmer that you'll get a 6.
Ah, that's very different.
Yeah.
So two quick things since Late is back.
Oh.
One, there is something. It's text. It's louder. Whatever you got going on.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because I'm in my room, and I don't see it picking up on the mic on Discord.
I don't
Yeah,
hear
it's
anything.
picking up. Yeah, all I hear is boom, boom, boom.
Sounds like you're juggling your phone.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because I don't see it picking up.
It's when one of us talks, it takes it up.
Do you have noise suppression on in Discord by Chris?
I do, it's on standard, because for some reason, when I turn it to crisp, it can act up sometimes, so I've been keeping it on standard, but...
But what I was gonna say is the 2 things. One, you guys were talking about dice. There's the game shop that I got my dice from. They've got a set of dice. It's $20, and everything is doubled. So a D6 or a D4 is on a D8, and you have 2 1s, 2 2s, 2 3s, and 2 4s. Then a D6 is on a D12, and they actually have the D20 is on a D40. A D10 is on a D20. So it increases your chances of getting a number.
There's
The other thing
also oh, yeah, you first.
The other thing I was gonna mention is I did see some books there for a tabletop RPG, kind of like Alien and D&D, where it's called The Sinking City, and it's all based off of H.P. Lovecraft and Cthulhu.
Ah.
That's it. All right, I'm ready to go back into the game here.
I was just gonna say that there's actually a company that makes a thing called the Cursed Dice, which is a set of dice that doesn't... It's D20s that don't have a 20 on them. Instead, there's a second one, which I think is a pretty fun way to represent a player being cursed.
Oh, yeah. I was rolling a third time since the commotion ended downstairs
Uh
late. And so I'm guessing that whatever the commotion was is like severely distracted me based on that roll.
huh. What'd you get? I don't see it.
A 2.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you're very distracted. Also, it's like
So
they're trying to talk to you, and you're just looking down at your ring.
all right, so that was my thing. We left off. I remember Singe yelling, "God damn it!" during the fight. I don't know what that was about. And then Haas got the crap beat out of him, but then was healed.
Yep.
Singe is on his way to the murkiness. Otto, what are you doing?
Probably
I'm not
eating
trying to take
tavern.
it like I'm not trying to be like the leader here all of a sudden. I was just trying to go over what everybody did.
Yeah.
No, Brado's probably eating in the tavern.
He just
Oh.
that needs to be a thing now. You need to give him like some kind of feat where he just like permanently is always hungry. But like get some kind of benefit out of it.
After I drink my potion,
Okay.
can I make my way up to Indonia's room?
Uh huh.
And then I want to knock on her door. Oh, okay. Where the hell did I go?
You are in the basement. You're in the attic.
Oh, I went too
All
far.
right, so since as far as he knows, I went to my room, the above table. Since he doesn't know I have people in my room, when he knocks, I'm gonna look up at the people. I'm gonna say I wasn't expecting anybody.
As you knock on the door, the ground begins to shake. You just hear boom, 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 getting closer toward the door. I still don't see your mini. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I'm down here now. It took me a minute to try and squeeze through the attic doors.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll knock on it and then just wait to see if I get an answer.
You like the biggest thing you notice. You feel the ground is shaking as you feel something is approaching the door.
I would just stand there and wait.
All right.
Oh wait, I can provide the footsteps.
I'm just standing here waiting.
Trying
See,
to
maybe
load,
while he's
I
waiting,
tried to load as many, but the content,
And so
the content, the community content is not loading.
maybe while you're trying to get that to work, as Phalor and the Guardian are approaching the edge of the marshes, he kind of turns and looks back at the Guardian, and he's like, "Now this didn't work so well last time that I tried, but maybe if I try a different approach," kind of to himself.
Okay.
And then he looks up at the Guardian, and then he goes, "If you see danger that would threaten me, slam your fists together."
Roll.
So it's directly
roll.
a command instead of,
Okay, yeah, that's better.
it's telling him to perform an action instead of trying to teach him something, because he's like, I can't teach him right now, so I'll just tell him to do it if he sees thing. So it'll be kind of like, punching his fists into each other, like when someone's trying to intimidate. Because since he's made of stone and has force in his punches, that'll probably make a pretty audible blast that I'll hear if he sees something.
Yeah.
It'll kind of give me an early warning since the guard says something is out there.
Yeah, so as the door opens,
I forgot I have my bodyguard with me.
you see a massive werewolf almost taking up this entire doorway, sticks his head out, eyes narrowed at you. Could I help you?
I'm here to see Indonia.
You know who this is.
Is that atmosphere?
Yeah. I couldn't do the stupid thing with but he just
I'd say long time no see.
Andonia hearing her name from the spot she's studying in and learning from the other person in the room is just gonna kind of try to peek to look at the doorway to see who's there.
it's a little difficult because since your father is taking up all of the entire doorway.
So I just go back to trying to roll the thingy to you. See if I can get back to concentrating on my studies. Oh, 95.
Yeah, you're good. I'll say with one more, I'll say 2 more successes and you got it under control.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm back with the other person studying while Dad's at the door.
It has been a while. But still, can I help you?
Yeah, I'm here to beat Indonia.
He just kind of pulls back into the chamber a little bit and says, "Someone at the door to see you."
The above table, because I rolled that 95 out of 100, do I need, since I'm so focused on learning with the other person in the room, do I need to roll to see if I hear Dad? Or I acknowledge what he said?
Yes.
We want me to roll.
I'll say because of how focused you are, it'll say be a perception check at disadvantage.
Disadvantage? Okay.
Since you're like...
9.
Yeah, you don't hear a thing. You're just eyes closed, completely breathing slowly. Yeah, you're completely oblivious to anything that's going on around you. You hear him say, "She's busy."
I'll tell him. Tell her to come find me when she's done studying. I have other business to take care of right now.
He doesn't say a word, close the door.
Above table, holy crap, rude.
Well, considering how he feels about Klaus, it's on point.
Burn all these motherfuckers down.
Well,
Take everybody down with me.
Oh, hey, what did I do? I'm over in the swamp trying to collect some shrooms.
I see a lot of flammable material here.
I mean, knowing Dad, first sense of danger, he's probably gonna grab me and poof.
Yeah.
Never see Indonia again. Have Pharaoh have to make a new character.
Like, well, guess I'm planning Alien now.
Other daughter. When I go back down, I want to go to the barkeep
Okay.
and ask him if he knows where somebody might hire some shady people for some work.
I mean, he kind of he kind of leans over to you and kind of whispers in your ear. You can use some of the members, but all the smoke here. If you want shady people, try Vale.
Alright, tell them give me 2 members. And to meet me here in a bit so I can tell them what I need.
Like how low in the totem pole do you want?
Ones that are trying to make a good impression. Pretty low that are trying to make a good impression.
Okay. So not yeah, I think the bottom one is those who are undead and kind of turned and experimented on. So the next tier up.
Yeah, the ones that are like fresh to the
Okay.
group who are trying to get their place known and stuff.
Alright.
Above table, I was gonna say like those who can handle a job but aren't gonna be missed if they fail.
If they fail and who aren't going to question what I tell them to do.
Expendables.
Yeah, very expendable.
So we'll say he pulls out a sending stone, kind of mutters something into it, and say probably 10 or so minutes later. Initiate. Yoink, boink.
I was gonna say real quick, late above the table, just let me know when you want me to make more checks for the studying.
Alright. Here, I'll go ahead and give you control over these two. Alright, you should have control over both of them.
I want to tell them. I'll get them in the. I'll tell them to follow me outside. I want to go somewhere a little bit more private.
Yoink.
We'll get somewhere private over here, and I'll tell them the cult has a very special task for him that will give them great favor in the cult, and they will be reborn in death for doing it.
And what is that, Master?
I'll tell them to have a barrel of gunpowder and a barrel of oil.
Alright.
And I want them tonight, in the dead of night, or later this evening, I will give them a signal. I want them to go to this shop right here, and I'll point to it. This one right here. And I want you to blow it to smithereens with the oil and gunpowder, and yourselves along with it, and you will be reborn as something even greater if you can accomplish this.
They nod.
And I'll tell them I'll give you the signal later, so just be prepared.
They mingle at the bar for now.
And I'll just go back in and wait and see if Antonia comes down or not.
Yeah,
I'll go sit over next to Silas. I see him. Or I'll just disappear.
I think you're back upstairs. I think. No, I don't know where you are. Yeah, I don't see you.
I don't see me either. Oh, I see me. I was in a room. Yeah, I'll just come over here and join Silas and pull out my pipe and start smoking it, and talking to him.
Yeah, you see, he's trying to hide his rather undead face, so he's like staying in shadow and just smoking. Mask is often on the table. Okay, so then you make 2 checks.
First one, 29. Second one, 85. So I passed one.
Alright, we'll say you're still slightly distracted from Klaus showing up at your door. Well,
I didn't know who it was.
yeah,
Just someone was at the door.
yeah. Someone was making a racket at the door. Alright,
What's
so
Singe doing?
yeah, what's Singe doing?
If the barkeep likes the blueprint for the family-friendly mud pit, he's probably working on that till the party's ready to head out for a quest.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Yeah, we'll say the barkeep was approved your mud pit.
Ooh.
Alright, so I'll say after they both talk to you and poof off, I'll say for the at least for the next, you still have to do some more studying, but I'll say for the next 3 days you have it under control, and you can transform at will.
Okay. So finished studying, poofed off. I was not given any message from Dad. It's nighttime, so
I mean, he was right there, so you didn't need to leave a message.
remember I was focused, so I didn't hear what was being said.
True, but you knew your father was there in the room.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying is
I told him
Klaus.
to leave a message
Yeah,
for her.
Klaus. Yeah, Klaus wanted Atmosphere to give me a message, but he finished his teachings and poofed away with the other person, and I wasn't given a message. It's nighttime, so I was gonna say Andonia's just gonna go to bed, not realizing Klaus had any message or is waiting downstairs.
Yeah, I'll say like given on, but just given on how Atmosphere feels about Klaus, that he's like, yeah, no, I'm not telling her anything. Screw him.
So yeah, Andonia goes to bed then.
After waiting for a while,
Yeah. Now,
You go back up and knock on the
I'll say
door?
like probably this point, like the sun's like already like mostly set at this point. It's dark.
It's just
Yeah,
like the red gradient coming from the horizon.
Yeah.
Can't
it's
actually
about
see the sun itself.
7:38. Can I go knock on the door again?
Sure. Meanwhile, in the marsh,
Thalar has approached firstly, he's got himself shin deep into the waters, trying to avoid the deeper areas, and, getting up onto the shallower areas when he can. The Alatya is trudging in tow behind him, leaving very deep prints in the mud, and he's approached this little spot of trees to see if he can find any, like mosses or like fungus or anything growing on them. Anything that looks like it might be able to be ground down and used in alchemy.
make a nature or survival.
I will make a nature check, as I have bonus to it because I had whispers at nature.
Alright.
Otherwise, it'd be rolling survival, which I am proficient in, but that's only a +3, I believe it was. That's a 10.
Like, you see some, like, I'll say you see some red kind of spotted mushrooms, like, down, kind of growing, like, in the water by the roots.
But they're probably, they don't look like they're any good, maybe. Unless maybe a couple do.
I mean, like, I would say with that 10, you, like, you don't know it. You at a quick glance, you don't know if they're useful or not.
Kind of look him over, and then kind of tilt his head, and then he like looks up towards the guardian for a moment and opens his mouth, but then he remembers it can't talk, so then he just closes his mouth again. So then he's gonna just take one of them and put it into a side pocket of his pouch, because he when we go to Vale, he's gonna see if he can pick up a mycology thing and see if he can figure out what the stuff picking up is.
It's right this moment that you hear a loud clanking, almost like loud boom, as you hear mostly behind you as you see the shield guardian is withdrawing its fist as it like points over here.
I'll look over in that direction and see if I can see what it's pointing at.
You see kind of peeking out from just above a tree, you see this massive, what looks like to be some kind of troll, but like covered. It's almost like the entire left side of the space is covered in like these boils, and moss is kind of almost kind of overgrown most of its skin. It's just kind of peeking around the tree, kind of just looking at you.
So it's aware that I'm here, but it's not like outwardly being hostile right now.
Yeah, more like
Like it kind of, it seems more like it's like, what is it doing?
Yep, exactly.
It's studying me.
Yeah, it's just watching you. Trying to figure out basically like you're in my home. What are you?
Probably trying to figure out if I'm like, you know, messing up the place or if I'm just passing through.
Yeah.
It's like, is this guy passing through looking at stuff, or is he about to burn the place down?
Yeah,
So I'll
basically.
telepathically tell the shield guardian to keep an eye out as we move, of course, metaphorically, because it doesn't technically have eyes, that's besides the point. And he, Phalar himself will kind of look over at it with like kind of a curious head tilt, like trying to acknowledge, I know you're curious about me, I'm curious about you too, but I'm not going to go in that direction. So then he's going to kind of turn, shield guardian in tow, and he's going to head off in this direction to avoid running towards it and scaring it.
Okay. I would say you see on your peripheral vision, it's as you're heading under, you see it's moving from tree to tree, keeping pace with you, but at a distance.
See. Where do I want to go? So it's probably moving around along this side then,
Yep.
because it was here.
Yep.
I don't want to spook it, so. I also don't want to just like duck and hide somewhere because I don't want it to get closer. I'd imagine if I hide, it's gonna be like, where'd he go, and then come towards me.
Yep.
Let me rearrange myself there. There we go. Damn. Nope. Stop it. Use this way.
Yeah, so like as you're moving, it's like moving over here, and moving over here. It's like it's just keeping pace, just at a distance. It moves like over
Yeah.
here.
Kind of start to head this way a little bit, trying to see if I can still see it among the trees and stuff. See if it, like, if I can gauge, like, as I get closer, if it seems like it's getting nervous or anything as I start to get close, to see if I'm getting too close to it.
You definitely see like it, like as you anytime you head in this direction, you see it like it shifts back to another further tree. But then as you move,
All right, so it's
further
trying
away,
to
it moves closer.
It's like trying to keep the same distance to me.
Yep, exactly.
Could I, like, prod around in my memory, maybe see if I might know anything about what this might be, given, like, the kind of places that my character's previous boss would have set camps in?
Yeah. So yeah, so go ahead and make a history check.
I think the main thing that Phalar would be trying to assess right now is recalling if he knows anything about it, to see if he might know. That's a 10. If he's in any danger directly or not. Like, assess his danger level. But with that, I don't think I'm gonna get very much, but...
Only thing you know is that there are some trolls who make the swampy lands their home. I'll say the only thing you know is that they tend to not gauge in direct. They tend to like pick the weakest from the pack, grab it, and run. It's like if you're in a big group, they if they get a chance, they grab someone from the back who's falling behind and then run off.
Yeah. The good old trope of, you never want to be the person in the front or the back in a horror movie, because the person in the front will inevitably run into a dead end and the person in the back will trip and fall. So he kind of looks over in the general direction. Like, he keeps looking over towards it because he's trying to make sure that the thing understands that or he knows it's there.
Yeah, it's like each time it's just looking like you see it's like it's a massive claw kind of going like partly around the tree, just grips it, kind of looks slightly just over the trunk, but then anytime you get closer, it just moves away. So it's like
Peeped.
like it makes eye contact with you, but it's like so you're acknowledging each other, but it's just always at a distance.
Oh my gosh.
Do you get over there?
Yeah, just making a mess.
Probably start to kind of move this way again. I'll probably stop here, see if I can find anything among this little alcove that the Guardian's next to. Of course, communicate to the Guardian to continue watching.
Yeah, like right now it's like over here, just peeking around the tree. I don't know if you see where my marker is.
Yeah, I saw it. So I'm guessing I should probably nature check.
Yup.
Boink. Oh, that one bounced. That's pretty funny.
I'll say with 20 you find like these strange kind of purple flowers with like the red center, which you understand is nightshade, which are poisonous flowers. You see a couple of like mushrooms, some other moss and mushrooms that you know can be used for various potions. I'll say, you know, like just in this little spot, you get a good little haul.
So he probably kind of looks over everything, and he's got his guardian watching his back, so he feels mostly comfortable. So he starts to kind of pick at a few things, but then he's going to kind of look over to, just to be sure before he continues.
Yeah, it's just watching you.
I gotta wonder if it's like, oh god, giant stone man.
Well, I mean, that's probably what's also preventing it from trying to snatch you.
I mean, all things considered, I wouldn't want to kidnap somebody being patrolled by that thing either.
Yeah, be like, ah, yeah, I'm good.
14-foot tall man made of stone that's literally right at his back at all times. So I will, if anybody else has anything that they want to do while I adjust my inventory and stuff here.
I say this little fast forward as, and Jonah, you feel you eyes kind of slightly open, like you're barely able to hold your eyes open because you hear a knock at the door.
It's I'm in the middle of going to bed, or I'm
Like
waking up. Or...
like you probably like just started falling asleep. So you're kind of like just starting to hit that REM sleep as the knock happened.
All right. So without answering the door, or getting up, laying in the bed, I'm just gonna yell, "Sleeping!"
I'll say, all right, I was just seeing if you'd get my message earlier, and I'd walk off.
You gonna recognize the voice from behind the door?
Yeah, you know it's Klaus.
And after he says that, she'll just yell, "Morning," and then try to go back to sleep.
All right. So I'll say we'll just fast forward to the morning. Everybody's cool with that, because unless you have anything else you want to do.
No.
Alright, so fast forward to the morning.
We're here. I need to grab both of these, move them all the way back to town. Phalar gets stuck on a tree on the way, apparently. That wasn't intentional. I'm guessing I was probably being stalked the entire way out as well.
Yeah, like once you leave the water's edge, it stops following you.
And probably as he's walking back, he's sitting there as he's walking with one of his pieces of parchment, just, writing a note of the things that he collected and then mentioning the creature, kind of like, a little personal log. And he's just kind of talking to himself. He's just kind of like, what a curious creature that was. I'll have to bring it up to the others, see what they think.
That orange ball I keep seeing fly around.
That's the ping marker.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you can see where somebody's going to ping, and it's funny because if you move your mouse fast enough, it looks like a little sprite or something zipping around.
Oh god, they're
It's like
invading! Kill them all!
So at any point, do you want to before the morning, or are you gonna wait till the following day before they give them a signal?
I'm gonna wait. It's gonna be part of the plan.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll just hold off for now.
I would try to identify the various mushrooms and pieces of moss that I got, but I feel like I need to give you time to figure that out, so I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Because you'll probably have to pull up GPT and be like, hey, mushrooms.
Yep.
All right,
guess
so
me and-
with
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I was just gonna say, I guess me and Silas drank and smoked here all night, talked,
Okay.
caught up.
Yep, catch up.
I don't need much sleep, so I didn't need to go to sleep.
Said real quick before I forget, do you want me to like roll for the number of things because I wanted to add them to my inventory as just miscellaneous mushrooms and stuff?
Right, everything all together, I'll say.
I don't know
Roll,
if you want me to like roll, like maybe roll how many mushrooms I picked and then how many pieces of nightshade I got or something.
yeah, roll a d8 for how many mushrooms, a d8 for how much moss you get, and another d8 for, we'll say, alchemical flowers.
Seven, 4, and 3. So we'll just do those in that order. All right. I know Antonia had something.
Oh, I was gonna say, did you want me to roll at all for to see if her mind goes back to pre-changing since she's been studying and learning about it?
I'll say, uh, because of them helping you, I'll say, at least for the next 3 days, your mind's kind of come back to normal.
Okay.
Unless another transformation happens.
And that's still rolled on the table.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say as the morning comes, Silas kind of looks at you saying, I got some business to happen in Vale. Do you want to ride?
Sure, I'll go with you to Vale.
Alright,
Before I go, let me leave a note at the barkeep, and I'll go and leave a note with him and tell him to give it to Indonia when she comes down. And it's just saying I've left to go to Vale.
alright, yeah, so cast teleport and off you poof. And you eventually are back in his house. Alright, the rest of you come down from your rooms.
I don't want to. I can't.
You stuck? No, you're stuck in your room. There you go. And say since you're not there, I'll hide Klaus and Thomas.
Right, well, she gonna come downstairs. She gotta sit at a table.
I'll say you see there's a note on the table. It says "Gone to Vale," Honey Klaus.
All right. Do I see any of the cohorts?
Everybody else. Everybody else awake?
Probably, Singe probably around whenever the barkeep opens up the bar and stuff. You'll probably find Singe's covered in mud and stuff from out back. And does he take like a reaction to like how like he's tracking mud into his store?
You see his eyes go wide, and he's like, Like, I appreciate the mud pit and everything, but can you at least wipe your shoes or something?
Slowly lifts up one of his boots and looks down, and then puts it down with another wet clomp. Excellent idea. I will adjust the blueprints. And then he'll sit at like the nearest table and start like rewriting the blueprint for the mud pit.
So he just looks down and sighs. It's not what I meant, but okay.
Would I'd say Phalar was probably up bright and early in the morning, but if possible, he probably would have gotten, just because it's not a magic item itself, he probably would have tried to pick up a component pouch from one of the keepers.
Yeah, I can get that easily enough.
Yeah, because I was like, I feel like that fits better for alchemical stuff than just getting a normal pouch since it is components.
Yeah, makes sense.
Just because then I don't have to keep adding more and more to the list of things that are just in my backpack spot, because it's almost everything I'm carrying at this point. But yeah, then after that he probably comes in, sees Indonia, I assume sees Otto over there near the bar, and he's just like, ah, you're all up.
Otto is just eating, and he turns back and look at.
Did you get some kind of...
Huh?
It's just like you see like Otto's
Some kind of curse of
eating,
gluttony?
just kind of looks back. There's like sauce and stuff like all over his face.
He's like filled with food and just says good morning.
There you go. I just did it. I actually had food in my mouth when I said that, so... Method acting.
Whoa.
Alright, so she's gonna move closer to where everyone's at and where was Singe? Is he in here?
Yeah, I don't see Singe's mini. Let's see.
Oh, I didn't move the mini because I wasn't sure how long we'd be here.
Okay. I'm moving it. I got
Let me
you.
grab it. Oh, okay.
You're on the...
Wait. Yeah.
So he's gonna show everybody the little notes from Klaus saying that he's in Vale now. It's like and she's gonna mention, well, I know he went to Vale. We still have 2 quests from the village board to complete. Do we want to go to Vale? Or do we want to try to finish these?
Which ones are left here?
We got Ashes of the First Circle. Local paladin fears that ancient forbidden knowledge has fallen into the wrong hands. And then the Unquiet Graves. The dead are not resting in Moonstone. Bodies are vanishing from the cemetery without any sign of grave robbers.
They're both sounding good.
Oh yeah, they are.
Will at some point Klaus just go back to
Go back to Pooh?
at some point with Klaus just poof back off to the village, or you just hang in Vale?
He would see if that event would take place, and then if not, he would take a cart back to Vale.
You only thing you see is there is a massive amount of guards around. Looks like to be some kind of house. It looks like half of it's been just obliterated. And then there you see kind of like painted on the side of the house is the insignia.
Alright. And then he would just make his way back to Moonstone then.
Alright.
After seeing that.
I think probably the only thing you hear here is probably girlfriend Lieutenant Dan just as he's standing there looking at this house saying, "What is with this goddamn town? It's always something."
There's a veil of darkness over Vale.
Can I, before I leave, can I ask him what happened? What's going on?
Yes, apparently somebody decided it was a good idea to blow up a damn house. And then there's this thing as he points to the painting of the insignia and says, "You got any idea what this means?"
I do. That's the symbol for the cult of Umbriel, the cold hunger.
Seems to sigh. Oh, damn cult. I need to find me another. He just mutters to himself. He just walks off. Yeah, this I would say just by that briefing, I can tell he's like now just almost having like just frustrations with his own job. Like, why me?
I'm the next person to make crazy.
And it's funny because not only it's like a step up because instead of it being a former town guard member, it's a current town guard member.
Town gets a reputation for driving people insane.
I mean, all things considered, first it starts with Magic Shop getting absolutely voided into who knows where, and then the cult activity in and around the town, and then former member of the town guard goes crazy. Like, Vale's got some problems. They need to get some more priests in there.
I'll just make my way back to Moonstone afterwards.
So what quest are y'all gonna start on next?
If I had a vote, Unquiet Graves.
I wouldn't mind that one.
Sounds like a plan then.
Sounds good.
All right, so let's see.
Before leaving, Singe will go to the barkeep and just basically tell him what a rug is and how to like set it up in the doorway for people to wipe mud off.
It's like he just face palms and shakes his head.
Suggest something like a towel because the mud pit would be quite dirty for most patrons.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so looking at the Unquiet Grave description, it doesn't say who we go to talk to. But it does say at the bottom, inquire at the village square or speak to the listed petitioners. Well, there's not a listed petitioner. Who at the village square would we talk to?
Probably the village undertaker. Would be
Makes sense.
would make
I
the
mean,
most
isn't
sense.
he like almost 7 foot tall and a wrestler?
So
All
like
right,
someone
so
that would go get along.
where is this undertaker going to be?
The shed next to the graveyard.
All right, now I gotta look for where the graveyard is. I'm looking at. Okay, so there's the graveyard. There's a shed. Okay, it's not that far. I'm guessing this one right here.
Yup.
All right. And there's only nine graves dug, so I wonder how many bodies are suddenly missing. I was waiting for everyone else.
Taylor would probably come following over not long after.
Are we leaving?
Otto rustling
was too
his
busy
parchment
eating.
paper and doing his drawings there,
You know
Mr.
what's
Ross.
funny? You know what's funny? He is both in character and out of character eating.
Oh yeah, when late you stepped away to go get your food, Pharaoh was like, "Wait a minute," but late said that starting 30 minutes later would mean you would have time to eat.
Hmm.
I think Lake's dead. He left.
No, I'm here.
Oh.
He might be eating.
Everybody's always eating.
You're always eating the air.
So we all knocking on the door? Y'all just hanging outside?
Well, I came over here. I said I was waiting for the rest of everybody else. I didn't want to go knocking, and I'm standing there by myself, and all of a sudden, Undertaker's gets rushed by 3 more people.
Phalar kind of keep his distance a little bit, but he does kind of look around with kind of like this look of calm on his face, like he's like, "Oh yeah, look, a graveyard. That's neat."
Alright,
and
where...
Singe and Otto.
Yep.
I-
I'll teleport Otto. New York.
Thank you.
And... teleport Singe.
All right, so when everybody's there, Andonia's going to go up to the door, and in the spirit of the situation and whose door this is, she's going to knock on the door to the beat of Hell's Bells by AC/DC.
He opens the door. Yeah, what you want?
Over here to inquire about your posting on the village board.
Oh yeah. Not a lot. They're disappearing around here.
Do you know about how many are missing?
He kind of peeks around the doorway. About 4 of them are missing.
Right, and is it been like one a night that all 4 disappeared at once?
Yeah, well, from what I can tell, it's about every night. Something's
Alright.
weird.
Gonna look at everybody else. Says, anyone got questions?
Phalar will kind of raise his finger before he talks, and he's like, Was there any signs before it began, or was it sudden?
There
Perhaps no
was
smells, anything that might have happened before this began happening.
a strange storm usually happens. Definitely no
Strange.
definitely no ordinary rain I've ever seen.
Storm?
Storm as
Like-
he points to the sky.
Sid starts doing the same.
Phalar gives off kind of like a oh my god look for a second, and then kind of looks around a little bit, and they do like a roll to see, because like this has to do with, I assume, necromantic stuff. If I have ever heard of that kind of omen before raising the dead?
You would know that for somebody I mean, you know most necromancers are able to raise the dead and use them as minions. For someone to
Yeah.
be able to just banish them from the graves without disturbing anything has to be pretty powerful.
I wonder if an underground stream of some kind is washing out the bodies under the graveyard.
He just shrugs.
Is it alright if I investigate the graveyard?
Go ahead.
Is there a necromancer near the town?
Clouds?
As the
Yeah, I was
others in
gonna say,
clouds.
we have one.
I mean, yes.
I'm not even there.
I'll say it's probably by this point that the cart probably now gets to, like, it kind of just stops at the path that leads upwards to the main gate.
Just to clarify, I can investigate the graveyard? My father told me not to disturb the dead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd make my way up and into the village.
Oh, I don't see
Central. Investigate.
I don't see your mini.
You hit it. When you
Funny,
teleported
Then-
me.
Yeah, I hit it. Oh, yeah, there it is. Alright.
Sindonia's gonna
You'll
let the
just have to help yourself over to the.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
she's gonna let the Undertaker know. Thank you for your time. If we have any more questions, we'll let you know. And she's gonna give a small bow and then start heading her way
I'm gonna go nap.
toward the cemetery.
You're gonna mutter something about taking a nap
Oh my
and
God.
then closes the door.
I want to ask the barkeep if he knows where my party went.
Said something about graveyard or something? I don't know.
Follow the muddy tracks.
Follow the
Yeah.
damn muddy tracks. And you see him like he's now like grabbing him. It's like as he's talking, you see he's like dragging a mop around the bar. He's like muttering and grumbling to himself as he mops it, starts mopping it up.
Big footprints across the inside bar that couldn't have been created by any normal man.
So, despite the 13 because of my awesome expertise, I rolled a nat 1, so I imagine Singe just immediately breaks a gravestone.
Yeah.
Oops. Was that like that before I got here?
So you say that as you're like you pull it from the ground and now just holding it.
No, like splits in half.
Yeah.
Just pull the upper half of the grave.
I would just like try to jam it back down, but like since it won't stand up anymore, you like just put it sideways.
The question is this person here right now? Because if so, then Singe just walked over and yanked half of a gravestone up as they're trying to pay their respects to someone.
Yeah. You see, this is the wife of that merchant who got murdered.
Apologies, please don't cry. Water scares me. I will try to build a new one.
Andonia, as she's entering, she's gonna see that it's her. She's gonna walk up to her. She's gonna kind of give her a hug from the side, rub her shoulder, give her more condolences, and she's gonna move along.
Why are you touching me? Who are you?
She knows who I am.
It's like
Oh.
it's like she embraces you back and just like she's just quiet and doesn't really say anything.
Yeah, so for context, because Singe wasn't here last session. When we found the dead merchant up with the cultists and mercenaries, we, as we were heading off, Indonia bagged him up and everything, and then brought him back to town for proper burial and let the wife know.
It's her from across. Okay.
It's like even as you're apologizing about breaking the grave, she's just quiet and doesn't say much. You see she's just still grieving, and almost what you said just goes over her head.
Where Andonia is standing in the middle of these four, I'm gonna roll whatever check you want me to. But first, I want to activate my Oh, where is it here? Uh, the Invoke Hell Vitalize. So
Okay.
it's my teammates within 30 feet, including myself. So it looks like everybody except for Otto because he's not in here.
Oh, Otto should be next to you guys.
Yep. Yeah, I think
Alright.
I was
So
probably
all of us for the next, it
chewing on
says
a
1
rashy or
minute,
something.
get a +4 to ability checks.
Oh.
And then I'll roll to see, like, am I, with these four that are right around me, am I seeing anything out of place?
Roll investigation.
Investigation.
While she's doing that, Otto would like to cast Detect Magic.
Alright.
13 for mine.
You we'll say for Antonio, you see that like dirt on
See, we got,
this one and
okay.
and this one, like almost right in the middle of it, the earth is sunk down slightly.
Alright, so it's 2 out of the 4.
The
And
other
then,
the ones behind you look undisturbed.
alright. Well, I mean, that's 2 out of the 4 for the bodies being missing. Because he said that there was 4. There's 2.
How? She just noticed they're sunken in, or do you investigate it any further in any way?
Right now, I noticed that they're sunken in, so that tells me something's been removed from underneath. And then that's as far as I got so far, because,
But that's all you're able to get with 13.
yeah, because I think it's Otto, or someone was doing Detect Magic.
With tech magic, you're able to see that.
Or Singe, sorry.
I think it was Otto, but you sense that there's something magical in the gravedigger's shed, as well as you sense that there is something magical way below you. Like, how far does it detect? I think like what, 30 feet?
Yeah.
You sense
Maybe
there's
Otto brings it up, but I also rolled Arcane, so maybe when Singe is informed by Otto about the magic presence, his Arcane check tells him to like follow the direction.
okay.
Is it straight below us?
Yeah, straight below you. Like where you it's like almost very faint. Like you feel like it's the like you know that like it's probably You can't really tell how far it is, but you just know it's way below you.
Okay.
I am tempted to dig, but I'm quite destructive, it seems, today.
I mean, seems like I detect some sort of magic beneath us. Are we like on top of a hill?
Can we
They're
pick up
like-
a school of magic?
Yeah, true. Is do we know what school of magic that I'm
It is
sensing?
it is necromancy.
It is necromancy. Okay. So it seems like to be some sort of necromancy spells.
Can we define if necromancy is different between necromancers? Like, would I be able to say this is Klaus's necromancy or just random?
I mean, the school of necromancy is kind of all the same with every.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I figure.
But like, are we on top of like a mountain or hill? Are there any caves that we can look for around here?
You understand, you know that you're on top of a massive cliff that this entire village is built on. So there's probably caves around.
Yeah. Should we go look around?
I would like to familiarize myself with the topography for more.
Probably about
Yeah.
this time we all see Klaus approaching.
I'd say as well, probably when Singe remarks that, Phalar kind of looks over and he's like, that does remind me. I went on a bit of a scavenging hunt yesterday, and there is a creature of some kind living in the nearby bog. It kept watching me from the trees, almost trollish in nature. I've heard stories of something similar. They snatch people. Don't know if that is of any interest to anybody, but still interesting nonetheless.
It's a threat for anyone wandering outside the village, I imagine.
Oh yes, the guard did tell me that they generally avoid that area because of it. I mean, perhaps we could check it out at some other point, but this takes priority.
The wall that's here around us, is there a way up? Is there a ladder or something to try to get to the edge that the patrol goes on?
My,
Like on the outer wall?
Yeah, the outer wall here.
the closest set of stairs is right.
Okay, I see. I see.
Yeah,
them.
it's right here.
There's a set down there and there's a set up there. Okay. So what I want to do is I'm gonna come out. I want to go up the stairs, and then I want to try to line myself up where the two disturbed grave sites were. And I'll kind
Alright.
of look out and see if I can notice. Do we got is there like an entrance for like a catacomb, or is there something nearby that would be relatively to the underneath of that, the grave or the cemetery?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Alright, perception. Is my ability I activated still going?
Yeah. How long does it last?
It's 1 minute.
Yeah, this will be like on the very edge of it as it's finishing.
All right, so this is another 13.
As you kind of look out, you can see that you that like a lot of these trees, you can see it suddenly sinks down, and you see there's to like the very edge of what looks to be some kind of cave entrance that appears to go under the village itself.
All right, so what I want to do. So I want to kind of line myself up the best that I can. And let's say on right here where this lantern is
Okay.
I want to take a little piece of fabric and tie it to the lantern to kind of mark that below that is where I saw the cave.
Okay.
And then I want to go, all the way back around and blah, 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 and then come back to everybody and let them know that directly below our location for the cemetery, I've put a marker so we can see it from the outside as we're coming close to it, but there is an entryway to a catacomb or a cave or something right below the cemetery.
This sounds like a good place to investigate.
That could be worth noting, yes. Also, yes, Klaus, come along. We are investigating the disappearances of bodies right now.
Interesting.
So far, it seems to be some kind of necromantic energy.
And seeing the Klaus is here, and Donnie's gonna look over and be like, "Oh yeah, last night you said you had a message for me."
Don't worry about it right now.
And then I don't know if Klaus would see it or if he would have to make a roll or something that she's gonna kind of throw her hand in his direction, kind of like a bah, and make like a snide face reaction to it, like, well, it must not be important, kind of indicating that her demeanor has changed
Okay.
from what he last saw her.
Yeah, I'll say that you're able to tell she's definitely different this today.
This morning.
Yeah.
Not looking at him the same way as she did.
All right, what you want to do?
Doing's just gonna look at everybody and put her hand up, kind of like with her index finger, kind of like indicating, she's voting like cave.
Yep, cave. Otto says. Are there any like, or maybe we should go down the cliff? Is there a way down there?
Y'all go on ahead to the cave. I'll join up with y'all in a bit.
Okay.
Okay, well, that doesn't sound suspicious at all. Necromantic energy, suddenly the necromancer has to leave.
I'm not like I'm just standing right here.
You're in the middle of the necromancy space, yeah.
When you ask if there's a way down, Baylor kind of, there's like a backwards head nod towards the gate on the north side, and he's like, "There's a bit of a cliff face that way. That's kind of a slope sort of thing that I think is outside the gate."
Right here where I'm marking that gate?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where he's remarking to is the other entrance, because that goes down in the direction.
Donnie's just gonna start heading that way.
Taylor left the Guardian back at the tavern and never told it to come with, so there's probably a bunch of patrons that are just like, huh, new security.
Yeah, basically.
Because it's just
And
standing there with its arms crossed.
You are walking past it right now to get to the gate.
Yeah, I can telepathically communicate with it. It's just we were going to someone's grave site and stuff, he didn't feel it was important to bring that thing trudging through and potentially breaking all of the graves. It will probably come with us, but when we get to the cave, we'll probably have it wait outside unless it is necessary to bring with.
Is this like a path, or is this something that we need to be
Uh,
rolling if there's a slope, or is it just safe to go?
This is considered difficult terrain, so as y'all descend, I need you to make athletics checks to prevent you from toppling or just rolling down the hill.
Were you going with him, Otto, or are you staying here?
Oh no, I was following him.
Foretelling, good. I rolled my
got-
dice down the hill and then got a 12.
Where?
I-
Oh, there
I
you
got
go.
a 15.
Antonio, you're fine. I'll say, I feel as you're like trying to carefully make this kind of rugged path. Your heel kind of slips a couple of times, but you manage to like prevent yourself from literally.
Like, I keep knocking my feet into rocks and staggering my steps.
Yeah, exactly.
I could probably make a check for the Guardian too if you want me to.
Yeah, you should.
Since it is its own creature, yeah.
While they're doing that, can I dump out my skeletons, the 4 of them, and I
Yeah.
want to command them to start digging up the graves? I want to see what's going on here.
Alright. Guardian had no trouble. It's a 19.
Yeah.
And
I'll,
Singe got
I'll say,
Auto.
like, as your skeletons start digging, you see the woman who's still grieving is, like, looking at you horrified.
I won't even pay her any attention.
But yeah, it's like, as they dig each one, they are all empty. All empty except for hers, which looks pretty fresh.
Can I?
So, like, this is the freshest one. The rest haven't been disturbed.
I want to tell the skeletons to pull the coffins out. I want to see if there's anything beneath the coffins.
You pull the coffins up, you see there's about a 5 foot wide hole. Not, at the bottom of each grave, and you see at the bottom of each coffin looks like some kind of hole has been punched through.
Yeah, I know what these are. I know. I'll tell the skeletons to all hop down through one of the holes, and I'll go in after them.
Okay, make a. Are you to try and slow your descent? Make a athletics check. See if you can like put your hands up, kind of like glide yourself without having, or do you just want to fall straight through without trying to control it at all?
I'll try and control it. Let's see. I still have my copper ring. It negates 20 feet of fall damage, or 20 feet of fall negation. But yeah, I'll make a athletics check to see if I can slow myself down even more.
Alright. Roll it.
24.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Just follow the skeletons down.
So I'll say fast forward as the rest of you kind of get to the entrance cave. You see there's a massive large shadow kind of lurking in the very back of this cave. Before you see about 4 things fall from the ceiling, as well as a very dirty Klaus fall down. And
I would
skeletons.
dust myself off.
Alright.
And I'm just gonna keep the other guy invisible for now. He should be around here somewhere. I haven't sent him away yet.
Oh, you're gonna keep Slad invisible?
Yeah.
Alright, there's your skeleton.
We see all the ceiling in the cave.
Yeah. You just see me come falling through the cave behind my skeletons.
You see the shadows kind of move closer. And you see these 4 large shadows. Like 4 massive swamp trolls are staring at you. You see like most of them, it's like they're mostly covered in moss, and that there's all these like boils and bubbles on their skin. What do y'all want to do? And you can see, I would say, Klaus, with your dark vision, you can see that just on the far end of the cave, there's 4 bodies kind of piled. Some of them broken and chewed and...
Quick side note, do these look like the thing I saw in the swamp?
Yes.
So I'd probably say when we see them, Phalar just like points out and he's like, and he's just like that. That's exactly the one that I saw in the swamp.
Like these are massively bigger than the one you saw. The one you saw,
Yeah.
the one you saw in the swamp was about your size.
Yeah.
Does anybody with dark vision see the bodies in the corner, or just Klaus?
At the moment, Klaus, since he's in the cave further.
Yeah, I have 240-foot true sight.
Oh yeah, that did just kind of. I don't think a lot of people registered that because last time that it got said, it was just kind of subtly remarked as just brushed off. So I don't think that quite clicked in the rest of the party's head.
I don't think so either.
I'm always watching.
Yeah,
Alright.
Klaus has true sight,
know
and
what
it
you're
goes
doing.
out quite far.
Where did it come from?
You don't need to worry about that. Just know I know what you're doing. I see what you're seeing.
Okay.
He knows when you're awake. He knows even
Yeah.
bad or good to be good for goodness sake.
Okay.
Um,
All things considered, his name is Klaus.
Saint Nick.
Klaus is gonna become the Santa Claus of Late's universe, but instead of leaving behind gifts under the tree, he leaves behind animated skeletons.
Yeah.
You wake up in the morning on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and there's just a living corpse in your living room. Like, good morning, child.
So I'll basically be Jack Skeleton.
Yeah.
Seeing those, right where that dot is, I want to cast Fireball at 5th level.
1 second, let me put HP in. Meetings. Just screw doing math.
And accidentally closed Google, and I need that to see my character sheet.
Okay, so let's see.
I think they're all in here. They're all within range. Take damage.
Yeah, it all.
At 5th level, they'll need to make a Dex 18 save.
One succeeded, 3 failed.
Okay. Oh, here goes nothing. I hope I get some 6s. Let's get some max damage. 38.
What's half of 38?
Were any of those 6s? Let's see.
I think the only way is if you're looking at the dice as they've rolled.
Oh, you can't actually.
Yeah, unless you wanna try rolling it in Tailspire.
I will on the next attack. I'm not gonna go back just in case it's more damage by accident.
Alright. So this one takes 19. Let's take 38. Alright, roll initiative.
Something set.
Initiative. Let's go.
20. Finally, I get a good initiative.
Everybody rolling?
Initiative.
Yep.
You're in combat.
17. And for Alatia,
Yay, 13.
sworn it was right there. Okay, so the shield guardian gets a -1. Phew. Cool. So my shield guardian has a 2.
Alright. So is Klaus. Then is Control. Is Sonia. Actually, no, it is Taylor. Donia. Otto. And just between the two. Alright, Klaus, you're up.
Oh, my screen's not showing initiative stuff yet. There it is.
Yeah, it takes a while for it to.
A lot,
I
yeah, I
am
got a
just-
solid 2 as well, so I think that that's at the end.
I turned it on. I think I'm in control of it for some reason.
Yeah, there we go.
I am going to. Let's see, what is this?
Cast a second fireball.
Nearest appropriate creature. Okay. 30 feet. Oh, nope. Nope.
Yeah, it's 3 now. Messes with all of our memory because it used to be 2, and that's the cone.
Okay, he's 32 feet from me.
Probably the closest one is this one right here.
I'm trying to see how close they are to each other. That's 16 feet. Okay, so this one in front, I'm going to cast Desire on it.
You like that spell very much, don't you?
I want it to work one time. I need to make a Wisdom 18 saving throw.
Natural 20.
Fuck me. Alright, then bonus action.
The day that it actually happens is going to be glorious.
I know.
You
action.
realize you can also choose to go to town on you.
Well, it says Nick closest. Well, that's why I was trying to see how close it was to the
It's
other
the
one.
closest appropriate creature, but then it'll expand to the closest non-appropriate creature, so it would have tried to go after one of its own kind first.
That's what I'm trying to do.
And then if it was the only one around, it would have gone after one of us.
Then I'll just have these skeletons all get their bows and shoot at the one in front right here.
Alright.
Range
We have like a
attack.
little squadron with all of the allies and stuff that we have.
19 to hit.
The hits.
All 4 hit. 5 piercing damage.
Much as the arrow hits, part of the part of the bubbles bursts out. There's this little splash of like green liquid, and you see kind of sizzles on the ground as it hits.
And that will be my turn. I will tell them there seems to be acid coming from it or something to the party.
This one is going to immediately charge you and make.
Oh,
Its turn was next.
I thought we were playing D&D, not Alien yet.
And it's going to make
It's just easier.
3 claw attacks against you.
Ooh.
I'm gonna make use a reaction and cast shield.
23 to hit. That would go through you with shield.
I'm trying to. Would this be considered?
It's a melee attack.
Would this be considered dim light?
Right now if you're more inside the cave, yes.
Okay, but right now not. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, then that would hit me.
Let's roll attacks. Second one misses. Third attack misses.
Yeah.
You take. D&D Beyond because I can't find my D8s. It's be difficult. Wow, I rolled horribly.
There's a question. At a time where a roll that you had to make as a DM outnumbered the amount of dice that you had physically?
8 points of slashing damage. And 8 points of acid damage.
Alright.
So 16 total.
Above table. You said I have control right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not gonna. Him taking damage isn't gonna bother it. I was just making sure.
Yeah, at this point, if you want to transform, you can. Phalar?
Let me check something real fast. Those shouldn't still be. Hold on, I gotta. Boink. I never hit the long rest button earlier, so my whales from the grave and stuff was still expended. Before we got up for the day and started inspecting all the stuff. Alright. So seeing that it spews out acid when it's hit with stuff, and the fact that Klaus pointed that out, I'm gonna try to stick to range
Alright.
in hopes of not getting splashed with acid. Now, let's see, Okay, yeah. So I'm going to make a shot on it with my short bow.
Alright.
Just the one right up here.
Alright. Roll it.
And if it hits, since Klaus is within melee range of it, within the 5 feet, that'll be sneak attack as well.
Yep.
Boink.
Natural 20.
That okay. Okay, let's see the damage then.
Yeah, so just roll it and max out one of the things.
So we'll just take this and then add 6 to it since it wasn't to create in D&D Beyond's rolls, so...
Yeah.
Right, so that's 15 piercing.
Alright.
If we add 6 plus sneak attack. I'm just gonna do. I kicked the other die with these dice. Ignore that. 5d6. And that is 18.
As his arrow hits and the acid splashes out, Klaus, you take 12 points of acid damage.
Alright.
That arrow probably landed like right in like the side of its skull, but didn't pierce its brain.
Yes, you immediately see the arrow, more of these like bulbous and sores just burst out, and you see splash all over Klaus as you hit it.
Probably when Phalar sees that, he calls out and he's like, "That is my bad. I did not mean to get you caught in that."
He would not respond.
Anything else you want to do?
So that was my action. I'm going to try to use my bonus action. Yeah, I'm gonna bonus action my vital sacrifice to get a blood boon. So that's going to be 1d6 of necrotic damage to myself. That's 2 necrotic damage to myself.
What do the blood boons do again? You
I gain blood boon for an hour, and then I can use it. Add d6 to the roll to hit. Do 2d6 necrotic damage, or when a creature makes strength, dex, or con save against me, roll a d4 and reduce it by the amount rolled.
Ah, okay.
What is that called? Blood Moon?
It's from Vital Sacrifice, is the feat.
Oh, that's an enchantment in magic. It makes non-basic lands all be mountains.
So pretty much I can do one of those 3 things within the next hour while I have it to expend the boon. but that does use my bonus action to do it. So that I believe I will kind of slink through the trees over into this little spot here against the rocks,
Okay.
and that is me.
Alright, Sage.
Oh, wait,
Uh,
quick thing I want to ask. I would assume explosive damage doesn't apply to the necrotic from Blood Boon because it's a d6.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that would be. Could you imagine I slice my palm or something to get Blood Boon and take like 23 necrotic damage?
Yeah, I don't want to be that mean.
I know you said you were gonna challenge us, but that would probably just be unfair.
Yeah.
All right, sorry to interrupt there. Get the metal man.
can't see my measurement for some reason. I must have turned it off in accident. Gonna spend 15 feet, moving over to Phalar, and Shinji's gonna pop out the mask and high five Phalar to give him that warding bond boost.
Ah,
So you get +1 bonus AC and saving throws and resistance to all damage. And I take the same amount of damage that you take.
see now this is when the mathematics start to get interesting because I'm also getting bonded from the shield guardian.
So I think to be simple,
I mean,
it'd be.
I just thought of it. Like, I'm
At
wondering if I'm
least
reading
for
your
me,
mind here. I was gonna say maybe like.
at least for me, for simplicities, I would say just it would be half of the half, because you know
Yeah, I was gonna
tap
say
from
like
both.
something like that. I was gonna be like, I take half and they both take a quarter.
Yeah.
Clicked in my
Or
head as you
just
started
have
saying it.
resistance already, but you just get like a little AC and save now, +1.
Oh yeah, that's +1 to AC and save then.
Bonus action wise. Where? Oh, I gotta go here to see it. I don't want to do any of this yet. I'm only level 1 rogue, so I can't even do that yet. Oh wait, no, I spent my bonus action probably telling my guy to move. So you know what? Yeah, I don't even have a bonus action. And my robot man, I don't think has anything he can do either. I guess I could technically have him move and take the dodge action, and then that's my turn.
Alright. Alright, Dunya.
All right, so I got control, so blah. And then she's going to use the demoness ability. She's going to wait. So are these trolls going to be like all trolls susceptible to fire?
You don't know.
All right. Well, yep, I'm going to do the. Let me bring it up here, and then. All right, so got a. I have an idea. I just gotta see here. Okay, so move. Trying to get myself put just right here. All right, so I gotta move a little bit more here.
Are you moving within melee range?
Yeah, I'm trying to get within 10 feet. Gotta go a couple more feet, it says.
Yeah, close enough.
Close enough, alright. Alright, so my first action is gonna be a fire breath. It's gonna be a dex save of 15.
Failure.
So he failed?
Yep.
Alright, so that is 10 fire damage.
Alright.
Alright, and notice, did you notice, is it like, does it give any indication that that was a weakness?
You didn't see any bursts from its skin when
Okay.
you did that.
Alright,
Which is
so
a good thing, because that means that doesn't make it spit acid everywhere.
second action, I'll do it again.
Alright, dex save. Failed again.
Alright. 13.
Alright.
And then, for my, I think, let me double check here. I'll put a, because well, no, that wasn't a melee hit. I don't think I can. Where's my stuff out here? Okay, yeah. Well, is my fire breath considered a weapon? Is
I,
in order to put a seal on somebody without having to do a bonus action, I can I can place a seal on when I hit a target with a weapon.
sure.
Okay, so I'll put a fire seal on it.
Alright.
It could probably be counted as a natural weapon, the same way that like claws and stuff are.
And then for my bonus action, I'll throw my invoke hell allies and heal 45 damage at Klaus. Klaus?
Wait, sorry, my wife was talking to me. What did you
Oh,
say?
my bonus action, I healed you for 45 hit points.
Okay, cool. I will say thanks for the help, Andonia.
And then that's my turn.
Alright, let's see. This one is going to move up toward you. Actually, no, wait, it's going to. Here, move. There's a rock right here. See it drag its claws against its chest. It's going to use.
Hold on. There's a lot of sound coming from Sinja's mic there.
Hello?
Okay. I don't know what it was. You said he's gonna go to this rock, and all of a sudden I heard.
Yeah, it sounded like a leaf blower.
Or like a,
It's hot here.
a
My fan
spray bottle.
was in the way because I leaned back.
So the
Yeah,
drag.
you said you got to the rock.
It's going to wander over this rock, drag its claws against its chest, and it's going to use its acid spray. As a I need you to make a dex save.
All right, what am I aiming for?
Let you know if you hit it.
Natural 20.
Alright, so you'll take half of this. So you take 26 acid damage reduced to 13.
13.
It takes from that claw 3 points. Or yeah, 3 damage from that claws. Okay. I'll go.
Hey, let's go. Let's see. Needs to find a good angle. Let's see. Okay.
I love their names. Dangerous Encounter Swamp Troll.
Alright.
Yes.
Let's see. I believe that is within range of Hex.
Yes,
Alright,
it is.
so I'll use bonus action and put a Hex on this troll first.
Alright.
I'll just make it a disadvantage on Dex checks.
Alright, let's say. Both of the attacks.
And then, as usual, Eldritch Blast.
Roll it.
First one is 20,
That hits.
and then second one is 26, both hits.
Yep.
So let's see. Okay, so the first damage roll it will be 7,
Alright.
and then I gotta add the hex damage.
Just d6.
2, so 9, so 7 force, 2 necrotic.
Alright.
And
Second
oh,
one,
I know we're getting close to you gotta
6
go, so.
force, and 1 necrotic, so
12.
12.
no, all I was gonna say is because he took damage other than my seal, it takes no action from me. I can then burn my seal.
Okay. So
It's
roll damage.
1d6 fire, 3, and then because he takes the 3 damage, I can give myself or anyone within 30 feet of me that in temporary hit points. I'm gonna give it to myself.
Okay.
Yep, that's it. It's end of my turn.
Alright, this one is going to dash forward towards you, Antonia, and make 3 claw attacks. 13 to hit. Probably misses.
Miss. Yep, miss.
Second one misses. 14 to hit. Probably misses.
Miss.
Okay. Yeah, they all miss. And yeah, it's all, let's see.
Had a Neo Matrix moment right there. It's like poof, poof.
Instead of attacking us, they should be worrying about their hairline. They're got a giant bald spot on the top of their heads. Shave that.
I feel called out on that.
Oh my god.
Look at it. I mean, look. There's just a few little wisps of hair. It's a massive bald spot.
Like I said, I feel called out on that. That's why I shaved my head.
Bonus,
Actually, no, see, I saw a thing online at one point where someone pointed out that, you know, full head of hair, nice. Fully bald, nice. Sitting in the middle, choose one or the other.
bonus action, it will use swamp lunge, run past you without giving tax of run past you without any tax of opportunity. Its speed again. It's going to run toward Otto. And that'll be the end of its turn.
Oh,
Otto, you're being approached.
yes, I am.
Consider that thing where it says casually approach child. It's casually approach Otto.
That one seems like a great candidate to cast Desire on now.
Oh no.
Stop.
Last.
He tried to cast it on Otto, but Otto like passed the save, and now he just want to cast someone else. Just
Let's do dash forward this way.
Gonna happen to you, Otto, one way or another.
Oh my god.
This one's going to bring its claws across its chest. And
If we ever fight a dragon, I'm casting out on the dragon if you're next to it.
as it sprays both of you with acid. So I need Singe and Balar to make dex saves.
Above table, you said you're gonna have it do it to a dragon. If it works, I can just see that it'd be the end of Otto's story, and the last sentence says, "And Otto's insides were forever rearranged."
Oh my god.
Well, who's saying it was a male dragon? It could be a female dragon. And then it'll be
Either
like
way,
the-
Otto's next character would be a dragonborn.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Donkey and Shrek.
I rolled a 27.
Yeah, you're fine with evasion. You will say you dive out of the way as all of this acid. Singe, I need you to make a dex save.
Singe is muted.
Uh,
Oh, sorry.
make a dex save.
Let's see here. Whoops, that was wisdom. Dex. 15?
You take 27 points of acid damage.
Ouch.
Seeing the metal start to melt in places. And the
I think he
acid.
just fixed it.
Just fix it now. Now it's like all the acid is like bubble. Metal is starting to like bubble a little bit.
Maybe like a couple little like clicks and cracks sounds here and
Acid etch.
This is
end up with
looking...
Damascus Steel Defender.
The suit is looking very melted.
We might have to cut it here because something else I gotta do and
If we wanted to end the
Yeah, do we want
round,
to just
we
have a
Latio
lot to
would be
do
the
thing,
last.
since that would end the first round?
yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna have to check what this does when I look at it here. Real quick. It is an action. I assume the Guardian spell storing, it uses whatever like the casting time was originally.
Yeah.
Alright. So it's going to approach this direction, comes clonking through the trees up behind Otto, So, Otto, you have a 14-foot tall stone man rapidly approaching your location. And as it gets within range, it's going to use its stored bestow curse to try and hit the troll here with it.
What's the save?
But gotta check because it's based off of my evil eye save. Bonus action evil eye DC 15 as a DC 15 wisdom save.
Yeah, I failed.
So it has been
I
hit with
rolled
bestow
a 7,
curse.
so yeah.
I gotta remember what that does. Oh.
I think it gives disadvantage on attacks.
Choose one ability. Target has disadvantage on ability checks. Target has disadvantage on attack rolls. Is one of these things. Current time succeed on a wisdom save throw at the start of each of its turn, be forced to take the dodge action.
I'll say.
Deal damage to target.
Orange for.
Okay, I'm going to select. Yeah, I think that might be a good one just to keep it out of. So you're gonna have to mark it somehow. I'm curious what this is gonna end up doing. I'll choose the third effect for bestow curse,
What's that?
meaning that in combat the target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw at the start of each of its turns, or be forced to take the dodge action on that turn.
Alright, keep in mind that means attacks against it will also be a disadvantage.
I know, it's just if it takes the dodge action on that turn, then it stops it from attacking us, so then we can focus on bringing down the others.
Yeah.
And then if it does, then we can attack it.
Alright, sounds good.
Because the other options are the disadvantage on a certain ability check or throw, or deal extra damage to the target.
Yeah.
But then the third option is disadvantage on attack rolls against me, but it's not currently at me, it's at Otto. And I was like, that one in particular would be nice if it was just disadvantage on all attack rolls, but
Alright, I guess we'll end it
I
there.
figure the potential of knocking it from, attacking a few of its turns.
Alright. Sounds good.
Now we'll pick up a fight next week.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll pick up the fight with the dangerous encounter swamp trolls.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll get to know what happened to Otto. And if freaking Klaus is gonna cast Desire on troll.
I will say, if anyone has, just because I want to try and prepare people, so if anyone has alien questions, you can message me either directly on the Discord, or you can send it in the D&D Discord if Late's fine with it.
Yeah, it's fine with me. We have an alien channel, so.
Is it? Yeah, it's near the bottom. There's a text one, or yeah, a text one there. So you can put your questions there. Or you can just send them directly to me.
Yeah, it's good to me.
Yeah, I sent a message about it late, but I'll just mention it because it's